Thanks tonight day.
Don't fight it. It's time to go up a size. This is the biggest.
This is the biggest.
Our biggest show. The Hodaki Big Show. With Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keezy.
Oh, g'day, you mad bastards. Great to have your company this Thursday afternoon, the 23rd of November, 2023. And you are listening to The Big Show, brought to you by Night Day. Mogey.
Yeah.
We had a bit of a go at each other before the show, didn't we?
Wait a minute, you had a go at me and I defended myself.
Well, yeah, no, in fact, I didn't really even have a go at you.
Well, you did.
I was talking about dress standards.
Sure.
I just want to paint a picture with words, if I might. Mogey's coming in a singlet today. Jandals, don't mind the jandals. Shorts are okay. Mind you, those ones are just on the fringe of acceptable to me.
What's wrong with them?
Well, I prefer your Daisy Dukes.
Oh, shorter ones, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So if you could wear some cut-offs, but the singlet, despite the fact that it shows off your magnificent guns and your glorious pecs and abs, maybe just a step too far and unprofessional for me, mate.
Sure. So this is you not having a go at me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's hard for me to tell.
Yes.
Okay, then.
No, you look great.
Well, great to be here.
Pugs?
Yeah, g'day, mate.
You look great, mate.
Oh, thanks, man. That means a lot coming from you.
Pugs is wearing a black bowling shirt and a black cap. What does your cap say there, Pugs?
Whirlybirds.
Oh, whirlybirds. And
It's got a picture of a helicopter on it.
Yeah, it's very cool.
It's like a whirlybird.
And some slacks and shoes.
Well, Hoity J is wearing a filthy cap from some miscellaneous machinery company that I think he wears to bed.
Yeah.
It's become a staple of his existence. And another one of those shirts with the weird big collars and some kind of geographical shapes on it.
All over pattern.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned also, Mogey, that the white text on that cap that he's wearing used to be white. It is no longer white.
Pugs.
It's leaning towards brown. Sorry, I'm getting...
Easy, fella.
Sorry.
On now.
See how quickly things can fall apart, Jase, when you start having goes at people.
I know. Actually, on that front, because it's such a glorious day in Auckland City, hopefully it's great around the country. We haven't done this for ages. But what are you wearing, New Zealand?
Oh, yeah.
Because we're getting into summer. It feels like the country hasn't had a summer for about 10 years.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
I tell you what, Mogey, with this great weather we're having at the moment, isn't it nice to see people out and about again?
Oh, yeah.
You know, just walking past the window there and going to the gym. And
your eyes have not been to the front, that is for sure.
People I love it. I love that people are just getting out there and celebrating the summer weather, mate.
Sure.
Even though technically, of course, it's not summer. I believe we've got a couple of texts there, Pugalicious on 3483.
In my jandals and undies on the porch, responsibly sinking a Karuba. Another one here, T-shirt, shorts, and a fez from Bluey Bear.
Oh.
None of that makes any sense to me. Oh, yes, I do know what a fez is.
Yes. Another one here, this is a talkback.
G'day, fellas. Hope I'm not interrupting your busy afternoon, especially you, Hoity J. Hope I'm not catching you mid-stroke, mate. And by that I mean stroke 2 out of 2. Anyway, all this talk about Teeters and Aquas and vehicles lately, just wondering, if you're a car, what would you be? I'm picking Hoity J to be something fast to match those racing stripes up the rear end.
That's brilliant.
Can we give that guy a night and day?
We can give that guy a night and day.
Hey, Pugs,
yeah.
$10, Pugs.
Well, no, it's
$10,
it's a $50.
$15, Pugs.
It's a $50 night and day
That
voucher.
is a magnificent.
Yeah, well, let's not encourage that kind of
magnificent use
chatter.
of the
All right.
talkback function.
It's not us that encouraged it.
Now, listen, let's get into a bit of big poll action.
The Big Poll.
Such a great day.
Oh.
Beautiful out there. The big poll today on the big show, should we just call it today, fellas?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Mogey, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm keen. Yeah. It was a bloody ripper of a day, and it was a ripper all day, and it had that smell of summer as well. Not just the feel, but the smell. So I'm definitely keen to go home.
Totally, man.
I think we've put in enough today, man.
Look, and my view on this is that It is a ripper of a day. I smeared myself in avocado oil and put my little shorties on there and just spent the day outside. And I was like, my God, this is magnificent. Who wants to work today?
So, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And as far as I'm concerned, work is massively overrated. I think people get carried away with the whole work thing.
They do.
Sometimes I think you just need to go, I'm calling it and I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree. And I've done a lot today already.
Same.
The vacuuming.
Yes.
Is it a robot vacuum? Yes, it is. But I had to turn it on. And it is thick as well, that robot. We were going around in circles today. I had to kick it a couple of times.
As you do.
It didn't fix it, but it made me feel better. Anyway, so I did that, and that feels like enough on a day like this.
I made a soup. A spicy chicken soup.
Oh, yum.
I did the lawns.
It's not very summery, though, is it?
Chicken.
I dug the veggie patch out again.
Oh, that's cool.
And you're in your
Planted a few
Daisy.
things.
You're in your Daisy Dukes, is that right?
No, just my gruddies. But you have your say. You have your... Pugs, I don't know what's got into you lately, man.
Sorry.
He's got him very comfortable and he's got 2 days left.
Yeah,
He's thinking,
I
what?
literally have 2
I'm going
days
to turn
left.
this into the Pug show.
You're heading for a massive dedouche. Hey, but you have your say. Go to our Instagram account, have your vote, or you can call us, or you can text us on 3483. Keep those texts coming and the talkbacks coming. What's your prediction, Mogey? What are the people going to say?
Well, I think there'll be people that don't know what we're talking about, so I'm going to say 85% yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 70% yes.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Hey, I believe we've got a couple of texts there, Pugnacious.
Somebody's texted and just said, off the clock, straight to the pub, which is absolutely the vibe that we're talking about. If we're calling it for the day.
If you're wondering what we're talking about, the big poll today is, should we just call it yes or no?
Yeah.
And I want to extend that up to the rest of the country, actually. Wherever you are, just down tools, let's get out of here.
Oh, should we all just call it?
I think we should all just call it.
I think,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought that's what we're talking about. Not just us, everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah, they
Totally.
can't fire us all.
Exactly.
Another text here. If we're talking cars to bodies, this is in reference to a talkback.
Oh, here we go.
This is a talkback just before asking what kind of car we would be. Somebody says, old Hoity J absolutely is a Shelby Cobra.
Oh, they're cool.
Racing stripes, check, and has the snout and wide rear end with the big grunty nose out the front.
Oh, so that's what you guys were laughing about when I walked in here. And Pugs immediately looked at me and I was like, what? What, Pugs?
It's just a text. It's just the people talking.
Just a text.
Speaking of cars, Mogey, what's going on with your car?
Well, yeah, of course. So I went to old Post Malone a couple of nights ago with Pugalicious.
Oh, yeah.
And I parked my car and then I went to the gig and I came back and it was gone. So it was either stolen or it had been towed. And I figured it had been towed because, and I haven't mentioned this, when I parked the car, I was thinking to myself, I don't know about this one. I don't know. This one.
Dicey?
It was dicey. It was a little bit over somebody's driveway. They could still get in and out. But if they wanted to be a dick, they could be a dick. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But the way that I look at it when I park is, would I care? Would I care? And in this case, I was like, no, I wouldn't care. And I looked for a pen to write a note and say, just going to a concert, back soon, kiss, kiss, kiss. But I couldn't find a pen. So when I came back and it was gone, I was like, yeah, it's been towed for sure. So I managed to track it down today and went and picked it up.
Oh.
Pretty smooth sailing, really.
Yes.
You have to deal with Auckland Transport. And so I rang them up. They tracked it down. I went around there. How much do you reckon you have to pay for a towed vehicle?
In my case, with a Tita that was stolen and had to be picked up at 2 a.m. on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And they had to be called out in the weekend. It was over $400.
Wow. Wow.
I was going to say...
Which we have to pay.
You should pay that.
Yeah.
Although that said, you had the option to get them to pay you back and you said no.
Who pays back?
The thieves.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Young fellas making mistakes.
Couple of little backbones.
Couple
You
of little
don't want to punish them for being backbones, do you?
And, you know, frankly, $5 a week.
Yeah, it's more hassle than it's worth.
Yeah.
Could buy some cheese balls with that.
So, yeah, about 400 plus. And, sorry, Mogey, to further to your point, we then had to get it towed from the tow yard to the mechanic. There's another 300. So there's $700.
Yeah, right. Well, I got it, and I was quite surprised, actually. $111.50.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
So that was broken down into two fees. One was the parking infringement, which was $40. The towing fee was $71.50.
Oh.
And I said, what's the guts there? That is a bargain. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, that's cheap.
That's good eating. And they said, well, because the council has done it, that's why it's so cheap. But if it's on private property or anything like that, that's when it turns into your 350s and your 400s. And I thought, well, that's bloody interesting, isn't it? So if you see a footpath, just park on it. $70. Sweet.
So, okay, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
That's really interesting.
Yeah,
actually.
it was. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't want to pay $100, but I'd rather pay $100 than pay $400.
Yes.
And I'd rather pay $100 and pay $400 than a couple of days I'd have paid $300, like a Hoity J.
Yes. Well, 700 in total now for me.
Yeah.
Incidentally, funnily enough, my stolen car is now at my local mechanics, which is right next to the gym I go to. So every day I walk past it, nothing's been done to it.
No.
At all. And then I spoke to the guy that runs the place. Good bastard.
Backbone.
And I said to him, what's the story with that, man? Because the insurance people said to us, leave it with us. It's in our hands now. And it's been days and days and days. It's like, what's happening? So I said to him, what's happening? He said, mate, we were real busy. So I've just sent the photos off now.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay.
They're busy.
Yes, what are you going to say, Pugs?
Just on you talking about that, somebody's texted in on 3483 with a question for you. Somebody said, did Jase's Tita get stolen? I haven't heard him mention anything about it.
Yes, my Tita got stolen.
Do you think they're having a go at him there?
I've deliberately not been talking about my Tita, but I was gutted about it because it's the only car. It's the only car I've ever loved.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I had a Triumph once. But that didn't really go very well. It was great to look at, but it was a shit car.
Unlike the Tita.
Tita, which is a work of art.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Hey, now listen, you will recall, Mogey, that I've been hitting the gym a lot.
Yes.
And that I noticed that there was a lady there who, whenever I went to the gym, would sort of wave and smile at me, and I was sort of like, that's a bit sort of weird and strange. She was about probably in her mid-60s, and I didn't know her from a bar of soap, so I found it a bit weird that she was smiling at me and waving, but I had my skull candies on, so I just sort of smile and wave back. And then one day I was walking past her and she smiled and waved at me and didn't get off her machine, but was kind of indicating like she wanted to talk to me. So I thought, I've got to be a reasonable human being here. So I took my skull candies off and I went, hi, how are you? And she was like, good, how are you? But anyway, we had a little conversation and she said, what time do you normally start, do you normally go to the gym? And I said, around about sort of nowish is usually when I come, and she was like, okay, blah, blah, blah.
What do you reckon, genius?
And then I noticed she was always there at the gym when I was there at the gym. And she was becoming more and more sort of, what's the word?
Flirtatious.
Flirtatious, yeah. She was becoming more flirtatious. And then the fateful day happened. And she came over to me and we were chatting away. And then she said to me, are you seeing anyone at the moment? And I, being the truthful guy that I am, said, yes, I am. I've been seeing someone for 27 years. And I could tell she was quite upset about that. She was sort of, okay. And sort of, we had another little bit of an awkward conversation and she walked away. Now, since then, I've been going back to the gym and she didn't come back for a few days and then she's come back and she looks terrible. And I mean that in a caring and a thoughtful way. She looks like she's been on a bender. Now, I don't want to make the assumption here that that's because Hoity J maybe broke her heart and she was a fragile bird. But I can't help but feel some kind of responsibility for her at the moment. Do you know what I'm saying, fellas?
Well, because you think you are responsible.
Well, I don't want to assume that I'm responsible.
I hear you, man.
But, I could see that she was pretty upset when I said, no, I was a taken man. And of course I am. But a guy like me doesn't wander around and not be taken. All right?
So How old do you reckon she is?
I would guess, I'd say 62, 63.
Right, so she's a good 20 years older than you.
Yes.
So she is absolutely dreaming. Yeah, to be fair to her.
Sure.
And you say she's she's sort of waving at you. She's a bit of an odd...
Quirky,
sure.
Yes, I would describe her as
being
quirky.
a fragile bird, it sounds like she's flown into a few windows in her time.
Possibly.
Gotten herself a bit disorientated down in the garden there.
Yeah, hey, haven't we all?
Oh, absolutely.
Haven't we all flown
Some
into
of us
a few
recover
windows?
slightly better
Yes.
than others. So, look, I'm not sure about you saying she looks terrible. And I know that you mean that in the nicest possible way, but saying that she looks horrendous.
From her usual buoyant, cheerful self.
Right.
She looks crestfallen, her hair's a bit bedraggled. Like I say, like she's been on a bender.
So what do you reckon you're going to do?
Well, I don't know what to do. I mean, I don't want to sort of initiate more conversation and sort of get myself in any more kind of any more intertwined in the situation.
Yeah. Well, what would cheer her up is if you could just go over and say, look, can you get a few photos of me just doing my flexes? Because you do your flexes, you set your camera up down at the gym there. If you just get her to hold the camera and you're just giving it the old,
flex,
double bicep flex down the camera there, that'll cheer her up, man.
You reckon?
Da-douche. Yeah.
Yeah. God, the heart's all broken. I wish that was true, but it ain't. But yeah. Hope she's not listening to the show.
Oh, I don't think she'd be able to work out how to do it from the sounds of things.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Pugs.
Yeah.
You're a cool dude with heaps of tats.
And some loafers.
And some loafers.
Wow, cheers, guys. That means a lot.
Yeah,
from
well,
you.
I remember the first time I met you, I went, God, check out his tats. What a cool dude.
You know, I was very anxious in the lead up to me getting this job because I heard you guys talking about tattoos or, people dressing a certain way. And sometimes the things that you would describe would highlight how I am.
Right.
And I was quite nervous coming into the office because I thought I was worried about being judged.
Hey, mate, you look fantastic, Pugs.
Thanks.
You're with all the tats and that. And the
yeah.
reason that I bring that up, is because of the New Zealand Tattoo and Art Festival was this weekend.
It certainly is.
You're going to head along to that, maybe get a bit more ink happening?
I would very much like to go along to that. I've always wanted to go to a tattoo festival, and if I was to go to one, it would be this. It's Australasia's biggest one.
You're joking.
Yeah, because you were thinking of getting some tats.
I was going to go and get a sleeve.
Actual?
Yeah, I was going to go get a sleeve.
That's like the full covering, is that what it is?
Yeah, so like where a sleeve would go?
Okay, yeah.
And so just sort of like, some Japanese koi fish, some kind of like tribal tattoo, Māori and Celtic, what else? I love mum.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
a classic.
And an anchor, and a couple of buzzies.
Yeah, nice. I was going to get.
Sick,
I was thinking of getting like the old Japanese saying or something.
Oh yeah,
just
What saying?
Oh, I don't know,
backbone
in Japanese or something like that. Maybe.
How do you say that in Japanese?
Yeah.
Maybe I was thinking of getting a. Actually, could you find that? If anyone knows how to say backbone in Japanese, could you talk back us and let us know? I was thinking of getting like a phoenix coming out of the flames on my pecs.
Yeah, that's good, man. Yeah. An eagle on your back.
Yeah, nice.
Sort of your wings are its wings. A tramp stamp at the back.
Like a tribal tramp stamp.
Oh, yeah, from one side to the other.
Yeah.
Something that utilises your date.
Yeah.
Like your birthday.
Yeah, what do you do? Your date. Your back door there. You use that as an O.
Oh, yeah.
So an M on each cheek or something like that. I mean, the possibilities are endless when it comes to sick
mate.
tats, man.
Totally, mate. I'm interested what sort of tats people are running out there. Actually, text us 3483. Just on that, by the way, the New Zealand Tattoo and Art Festival, Pugs, That's this weekend. Whereabouts?
So it's at TSB Stadium in New Plymouth there. If people want to get their tickets, they are still available now at Ticketek, and it's running both Saturday and Sunday.
That's both days of the weekend.
Yeah.
Totally, man. Be a good outing, I reckon. Go and check it out.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Good times, man. Good times. Hey, we've got a couple of texts there, Pugs, on 3483.
Yeah, so you were obviously asking for people's order. Obviously,
Oh,
we've got
yeah,
a
because
few
I'm going
drinks
across to the
in
bar.
office.
Yeah. So what did you want, Mogey? A frosé.
A frosé,
And you just
yeah.
wanted a beersy. I'm having a shandy.
Somebody's asked, I'll have a kiss on the lips, please, Hoity.
Okay.
Must be some kind of drink.
Yeah.
Somebody said, grab us a box of Double Brown. Cheers, Hoity J.
Yeah, good.
Can I get a pint of gin like Jace's wife does, please?
That is a callback.
It is.
It's probably the favourite break we've ever done on the show.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, actually, Pugs, you reckon you can re-release that, man?
I
That video.
could reshare
You
that.
have to- you have
That
to
is
go
one of
back.
my personal favourites
Oh, my God.
from when I was a listener, not a producer.
Oh my god, I was crying laughing.
That was a doozy, that one.
Another one here. Tell Jase he needs a turbo shandy. It's Smirnoff Ice instead of lemonade. Exact same taste, but a very different effect.
Okay.
That's a good idea. I like the sound of that.
Good friend of mine, he got into the old Red Bull and the old Voddy there.
Yeah.
And he used to go out, and it just turned him into a psycho.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I
have
spent a bit of time on those.
5 or 6 of those in a night. Good God.
Yeah.
We've also got a talkback here on iHeartRadio.
As if we needed any more ammunition. Now we've got a new nickname. Old two-stroke Shandy Hoity J.
I think
sounded like it was in
that
a
guy's the
bathroom.
only guy using the talk.
Yeah, he's a
No,
repeat.
I was saying to Jace, there's 2 different dudes,
Right.
but they both send in heaps regularly, and
And
it's
they sound the
always
same.
about
Yeah.
hashtag Wipegate.
Can I just reiterate? We want from now on, if you don't put your name in it, we're not going to read it out.
Okay.
So I want people's name and where you're from as well.
Yes.
So because I want to be able to get to know the people that are sending
That's
these in. You know.
Yeah, good call there, Mogey. Speaking of good calls, got a proposition for you, mate.
Okay.
And I want you to keep an open mind if you can. I don't want you to poo-poo it
Okay.
before I even, before you've even given it some thought. Now, and I'm thinking particularly when Keezy's back. But I was also thinking of you too, Pugs.
Oh, that's all good.
You and Keezy can alternate. I'd be really keen on forming a Big Show Triple Bowls team. And now I know, I can tell by your expression that doesn't excite you. And for many people, bowls isn't very sexy, but it's a hell of a good time, mate.
Right.
It's a hell of a good time. Cheap beersies. It's really nice environment. It's relaxing. It's great fun. And I'm thinking I'd be the lead. Keezy and or Pugs could be the second. And you could clean up any mess that those 2 losers make.
Do they have threes?
Yes, they do.
Because there's quads as well, obviously.
Yeah,
You get
there's
one
quads.
bowl each, sort of makes sense.
Yeah.
Rather than 3 into 4.
Because I'd be dead set keen, man.
Is this something that your mate down at the gym's got you into? What's her name? The one that looks terrible.
I sadly can't remember her name. I don't know that she's ever told me her name, actually.
Oh, right.
Yeah. What do you say?
Yeah, keen.
Yeah, cool. You keen, Pugs?
Of course I'm keen.
Yeah. So I reckon we sign up at a local, maybe your Ponsonby Bowls Club just down the road here.
Sure.
We have a couple of rolls.
Yeah, man, I'm keen on that. I am seriously keen on that.
We could have...
A few durries? No? Okay.
No.
Ooh.
What happens at bowls stays at bowls.
Oh, good.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so no, I'm thinking we could get some of the listeners forming their own triples and taking us on at the rink.
Have a bolo challenge.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's great,
bolos
mate. I am
Bolos.
glad you're happy about that because I'm going to see what I can do about it.
Yeah,
All right?
good idea.
In the
All right.
meantime,
Oh, is this Midnight Oil?
yeah.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Oh, g'day, Backbones. Jimmy here from Christchurch.
G'day, Jimmy.
You may not be aware of this, but be careful because lawn bowls, I think, from memory, is the most deadly dangerous sport in New Zealand, according to ACC. I'm sure you can probably figure out why.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Lots of old people, I think, Jase.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's just a demographic involved.
I used to go to bowls quite a lot because my grandfather played bowls. And there was always old people having turns. You know what I mean?
Bowls, a bowl each
No, having turns.
with
You know,
taking a turn for the worse.
Yeah, in the sun and stuff like that. She's
steamed.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, steamed
maybe.
as well. That can happen. That
Sure.
can happen. Hey, 1.5 Mogies, man. I've got an update.
Oh.
1.5 Mogies.
I'm just slightly behind. That's the problem there, isn't it? I'd like to re-record that.
No, I think it's great.
I think it's a hit. You know what? We should chuck that on a vinyl. And
Totally.
Christmas.
Absolutely.
So every morning my daughter comes and wakes me up. Well, no, she doesn't wake me up. I'm already awake. But she always comes in too early for a start.
Yes.
6:30 is the time, and she'll always come in 5:30 or 6, and I'll put her back to bed, and then she'll come in at sort of 6:05, and I'll go, all right, close enough. Anyway, she came home recently, and she... just apropos of nothing, Hoity J.
Yes.
Started singing, This Girl Is On Fire. She's 4. And I thought that was funny that she would sing that. I was like, where'd you get that from? It's like one of the girls at school's been singing it. And that was a couple of months ago, and I haven't heard it since. Today she came in and she said, are you gonna play that song for me, that Girl on Fire song? And I said, well, no, I wasn't going to, but I guess we could do that. So I put it on, and she sat there very attentively. And after a while she said, this song isn't about a girl who's on fire. She's got love issues.
Right. Yes.
She's got love issues. Where'd that come from? What does she know about that?
Yeah.
Somebody else been talking to her about that. I can't imagine another 4-year-old kid at school talking about, Alicia Keys, you heard that girl on fire? She's got
love issues.
Love issues.
Yeah.
I don't know where it comes from. I don't know if she knows what love issues are. I don't know if I know what love issues are.
So weird you say that, man, because that
woman at the gym's got love issues.
Yeah, she has. Picked my daughter up, my youngest, from school last week, and there were these, and she was in the classroom, and she was in between these two adults, and they were in a little triangle, just having a chat and blah blah blah. I was like, what the bloody Nora is going on there? What the hell? Anyway, I didn't interrupt them. I just let them talk. And anyway, the adults left, and my daughter came out, and I was like, what was all that about? And she was like, they're just having some relationship problems. And I was like, okay. And what's that got to do with you? And she was like, I was just helping them out with it. They've got some things going on which they need to work through and stuff. And apparently she does that for a lot of people.
Right.
She just counsels them through it and stuff. That's not to take away from your story at all, which is amazing. It was just quite a sort of, okay, I didn't know you did that.
Yeah.
And when I say she helps out all these people out, they're adults, not her peers.
Yeah.
Though she helps him out as well, does their study and all that sort of stuff. But, yeah, it's like you just... Kids are amazing, eh?
Unreal, eh?
Yeah.
Just to finish... Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay.
Just to finish my story there.
Yeah, sure. Sorry, did I interrupt it?
And so we... I said, do you like that song? She said, I really like that song. I really get it. I said, well, Alicia Keys, you can actually... we could flicker a message on Instagram if you like. So I ducked off and made her breakfast. And the time that I went off and made her breakfast and came back, she had sent the most beautiful message to Alicia Keys, and Alicia Keys had actually rung her up and was sobbing while my 4-year-old consoled her.
Wow.
So kids... To your point, Jase, they are amazing. Some more amazing than others, Pugs.
Sure,
right.
sure.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And yeah. Jeez, it is amazing, isn't it? It really is. Because
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Now, we've been crapping on all day about what a beautiful day it is in Auckland City. Hopefully it is wherever you are in this great country of ours, or even not in this great country, in another great country.
Yeah, sure.
Because, of course, we're heading into summer. And speaking of summer, let's remind ourselves of the Black Clash, which is happening on January 20th at Bay Oval in Tauranga. And there is a lot going on there. It's always an amazing occasion. Jonathan Thurston's going to be there. Brian Lara's going to be there. A naked heard Mogey's going to be steaming himself in the spa pool there all day long. So much to look forward to, Mogey.
Oh, it's going to be... it's a shame that it's right at the start of the year because it's all downhill from there.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Nothing is going to match the magnificence of the Black Clash. And I can honestly say, I think I've been to all bar maybe the first one of them. I can say that it is a magnificent event.
Yes.
It's sort of along the lines of the Wellington Sevens, the rugby sevens that used to happen.
Sure.
It's as close as you can get. Everyone is there to party. It is a good time. So don't worry about whether you like cricket or not. Don't worry about whether you like seeing Mogey nude sprinting across the field.
Oh, we agreed on that, haven't we?
Well, no.
Well,
It's going to be between me and Keezy.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
we'll sort that when Keezy gets back.
Yeah. Well, it's probably easier to sort it without him. Let's just make it Keezy.
Yeah, let's make it Keezy.
Okay, let's lock that
Oh,
in.
yeah, but we don't want to put people off, though.
No.
I mean, I think we'll draw more people if it's going to be you.
But the thing about it is, with the games are always very, very close.
Yes.
And I think you need something to break the tension, have a laugh.
Yeah,
And I think Keezy Nude would do that because... nothing makes you laugh like a couple of massive burnt BB grillers there. A couple of massive burnt sausage meat patties.
Yeah, topped off with a little button mushroom.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
The Big Pole.
The big poll today, very simple, and it was based on the fact that it's such a beautiful day here in Auckland City. We were talking about us here in the studio, and the thought was, should we just call it today, yes or no?
Yeah.
I.e., let's not do work today. Work's overrated. Let's just leave.
Indeed.
And go home, have a few beersies, few durries.
Yeah.
Feels like a Friday, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does feel like a Friday. Just sit in the sun. What are the people saying, Pugs?
Well, what were your predictions again? Mike, you were about at 80.
87, I think I went with.
Okay. And Jase, you were 70.
70-30.
Okay, so should we just call it today yes? 84%.
Not bad, 3%
3% off from
Mogey.
You love a little 3%
I love a little
difference.
3%.
It's starting to get a little bit...
Isn't that? How about that?
It's
What were
almost
you, Jase? You got miles off, weren't you, mate?
Very suspicious.
Yeah, about 14% if I recall correctly.
man.
14% incorrect there,
Very
Jase.
suspicious.
It is.
I will say it's getting a little hoity-J concerning there.
Yeah, it is getting quite...
Except for the fact that what?
You are predicting it
Thank you.
at the start of the show. Jase.
Yes.
Good on you, mate.
Well, we can move that over to tomorrow. Should we just call
let's
it?
flag tomorrow.
I mean, let's just give ourselves a long weekend, fellas.
Yeah, I think so.
And just have the 3 days off.
Yeah,
Could
I'm
be the
keen.
move. Yeah.
Are we decided on that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Do you think we need to tell the bosses?
Nah.
Oh, they'll work it out, man.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is, when we come in here, there's nobody here anyway.
That's true.
So they probably wouldn't even miss us.
And just to paint a picture for you too, it's a special day in Radio Land today, so there's a bit of a party going on. And
There is.
We are busting our bulls here
Thank you.
inside the studio, watching crowds of people drinking cool beersies and wines and having durries, sitting out there in the sun. And am I a little jealous? Yes, I am, Mogey.
Sure.
I'm a little jealous.
Well, I'm looking out there and I can see Matt Heath and Jeremy Wells just slamming brews. I don't know how Wells is going to go on the telly tonight. But worried about him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, be worth watching, actually. Are you going to go over afterwards, Pugs?
I think I am. I'm not going to have a big one. Obviously, had a couple of big nights, but I think I'll definitely go over and enjoy a brew. I think we've all earned it.
Good on you, mate.
Get over there and get a bit of D in you.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
What's on the telly with Mike Minogue? Yeah. Jeez, it always takes us a while to get going, eh? And then we just coalesce like lovers.
Oh,
Sweet, sweet lovers.
What did you watch, Mogey?
Last night I watched, there's a series called The Movies That Made Us on Netflix, and I quite like it, actually. It's quite funny, and it interviews all the people that were responsible for making certain films, for example, RoboCop. For another example, Coming to America. For another example, Elf, starring Will Ferrell. The one I watched last night was Aliens, which was Jim Cameron's follow-up to Terminator. Bloody good, man. Really good. Behind-the-scenesy stuff. And sort of, even then, he was a massive bastard.
Yeah.
Having worked on Avatar and seen firsthand what an exemplary human being he can be, and what kind words he can have for people when they make simple mistakes, to scream at them in front of hundreds of crew.
Really?
A real backbone of a human. And welcome to New Zealand, by the way. A joy to have him as a New
And
Zealand
Wellington
citizen.
as well.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I mean, obviously he was also nice to me. Another time I skateboarded into him, and he going on to set, and he came out of a door as I was going in, and he sort of danced me off and swirled me around.
Oh.
And he was totally fine with that. That was all good.
It's quite romantic.
That was good. Yeah, but it's worth a watch. It's a good series if you haven't seen it, so get involved in that. The Movies That Made Us on Netflix.
Great stuff, mate. I made a terrible mistake last night. I watched another Bruce Willis movie, but at the end of his career, called Death Wish.
Oh.
Basically the story of a doctor with a beautiful wife and daughter. Very happy family. The wife gets killed, the daughter gets beaten up, and he turns into a psycho.
Yeah.
Sadly, as I mentioned,
Vengeance.
Yes, vengeance, of course. Towards the end of his career, he's just not there at all.
Yeah.
And I got 20 or 30 minutes into it, and I just went, Bruce isn't there.
I'm not watching this movie without Bruce in it.
The nuance, everything was just gone, and I just went, that's a shame.
Can I recommend a film for you? And I don't know if you've ever seen it, but if you haven't, you need to. It's called The Last Boy Scout.
Yes, I've seen it.
One of the best action movies ever made. One of the funniest buddy cop movies ever made. Incredible. Him and Damon Wayans are in it, and it is just from start to finish magnificent.
Yeah, well, that's my regret, you know what I mean? Because I love the guy, he's brilliant, and it's sad at the end of his career and stuff, but that was a terrible mistake from Hoodie J. What's going on with you, Pugs? What did you watch?
What's at the concert with Pugs? I went to a concert last night.
That's right. Well,
it was good, thank you. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. It was the most internet age act I've seen on stage.
Okay.
In terms of he had a great live band, they had many great performances, but then also they did a lot of internet stuff. They were showing memes on the screen. They had a DJ set in the middle of it. They were throwing pool noodles everywhere. It was very...
Sounds horrendous.
Sounds like my worst nightmare.
A lot different to Posty the night before.
Yeah.
But the singing, the performances there were great.
The Hodaki Big Show Podcast.
Well, there you go, you mad bastards. That's your Thursday show done and dusted. Mogey, still a beautiful evening out there, mate. Are you going to go out there and make the most of it? Eyes to the front, please, Pugs.
Excuse me?
Yes.
And you too, Mogey, incidentally.
Well, I was just, I was amazed by the honker.
Oh.
Yeah, I was far out. Drew the eyes. Anyway, I'll go. It's the same every night for me, man. I go home, put the kid to bed, and I have some crackers and
with cottage cheese.
But I cleaned the house today, so the house is all vacuumed.
Yeah, nice.
Everything's tidy, so that's good. And I'm not absolutely exhausted. So that's good as well. And I've also maybe I'll talk. No, I won't. I was going to save that. But anyway, same old for Mogey. I'm very much looking forward to tomorrow's show on the Throbber.
Yeah, now listen, just on the cottage cheese front, is that just plain cottage cheese or cottage cheese with chives?
No chives in there.
Oh,
no.
You see, I can only do the one with chives.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Then I'll just keep eating
You keep doing it. Hey, Pugs, you've been partying it up the last couple of nights, mate. Well, I'm picking a quiet one for you tonight.
You've picked correctly there. Yeah, I'm going to go home, cook some tea.
What's for tea?
That one that I talked about the other night.
Pasta?
No, it's like, well, yes, orzo with like spicy sausage and spinach and all this kind of stuff. And put that all together and then just chill. Big chillin'.
Yeah,
Good stuff, mate.
Yeah.
I might go home, smash some tin.
At home?
Yeah, I've set up my own little gym.
Oh, nice.
Is that to avoid the Amara?
Yeah. I feel a bit bad about her, as I said earlier in the show. But anyway, hey, I tell you what, look forward to you joining us for tomorrow's show, of course, the Friday Throbber. Also, check out all our podcasts that are available to you. Check out our Instagram account. Tell your mates about it. Till tomorrow. See you later.